Hey guys, Conduit here. All I want to say is, wow. I started this channel about half a week ago, and yesterday afternoon I was at 8 subscribers. By yesterday evening, I had 75 subscribers. I woke up this morning and my channel has surpassed 100. I really have no words to describe how this makes me feel, but I'm super excited to see where this channel is going to go. And this is my final thank you to Unit 522 for giving me the opportunity to promote myself on his channel. That's super amazing, dude, and I can't believe you would let me do that. I'm such a newbie. Anyways, I don't want to ramble, but to everyone who has subscribed so far, thank you so much, and expect some quality content from here on out. Let's get going, guys. I moved into the neighborhood that I live in right now about 10 years ago when I was 9. The school district in this area is really good, and a new elementary school was just opening up at this time, so my parents thought it was a great place to go. This is the general time frame for this encounter. Everything went fine and dandy for the most part. I attended 3rd grade at this school, and my sister went to the middle school not too far from it. One day, though, my sister came home with a note from the school admins. Apparently, there had been an increasing report of child predators in the area. Whether these had been noted via children telling their encounters or terrified parents reporting their missing kids, I was too young to know. The notice was warning parents about it and telling them to caution their children. Naturally, hearing this, my rather protective, exceptionally Asian parents sat my sister and I down and nearly gave us the whole shebang when it came to the child predators. They told us as much as they could about the awful things a predator could do to us if we ever got caught. Suffice to say, she and I got the gist of it. What I remember most clearly about the exchange is the pains they went to in making sure that we would catch on to any of the tricks that a potential kidnapper might use on us. "They'll ask if you've seen a little dog," my mom said to me. "They'll ask you to help look for it." Even though we were sufficiently spooked, I went to school the next day without thinking too much of it. After all, I didn't think it could ever happen to me. Now, because the elementary school was so entrenched in the neighborhood, it was within short biking distance. I rode there every morning and rode home every evening, and this day was the same. I remember turning the corner of the sidewalk and riding towards the T intersection, the corner of which my house occupied. As I was leisurely biking along, a truck slowly pulled into the street and drove up next to me. I want to say it was a black pickup truck, but I can't remember exactly. What I do recall is slowing down and looking over at it, and the window rolled down. A man leaned out. I think he looked young, but as a child I had a somewhat skewed sense of age judgment. I remember very clearly that he was Caucasian, though. He asked me, "Have you seen a little dog?" I was so spooked. I stared at him wide-eyed for a full moment before biking full speed diagonally across the road to get to my house as fast as I could. I remember glancing back over my shoulder to see him look around before turning into another intersection. What I don't remember is what I told my parents when I got home. The next day at school, I got pulled out of class by the principal. She took me into an unoccupied class and asked me all sorts of things about this man. What did he look like? What kind of car was he driving? How old I thought he was, etc. I couldn't give them very much information because I didn't know much about make or model of cars, and I was afraid that any concrete details I could give them would just be my brain trying to fill in the gaps. She thanked me and told me that a police report would be filed. I didn't hear anything of it after that, but for a long time I was scared of being out in the neighborhood alone. 5 years later, when I was in middle school, I learned that one of the kindergarten teachers at that elementary school got booked for child molestation. 2 years after that, when I was in high school, it was one of the gym teachers, so that area really did have a bit of a problem. At any rate, I never learned what became of my police report. Maybe that man was really just looking for his dog. Whatever the case, sir, let's never meet again. The creepiest thing that has ever happened to me was when I was turning 16. My loving hippie parents gave me a keg in the house for the night. Of course I had a party, but part of the deal was I had to invite this friend of their son, Christopher. He was homeschooled, and he didn't have friends, so I said sure, and invited about 8 good friends of mine, and the party ensued. The whole night, Chris just sat on the couch watching us drink and dance and laugh. We all tried at one point to include him, but to no avail. Finally, around 2 a.m., we're all sitting on and around the couch, and we convinced Chris to play Never Have I Ever. That game where someone names something that they've never done, and if you have done it, you drink. We ask all the stupid sex questions first and silly ones, and not once does Chris drink. This is until my friend says, "Never have I ever killed someone." Chris drinks. We all just stare. Chris smiles. A smile so cold, so "fuck you, you are so beneath me"-ish. And then he just walked out of the house. The party was over. No one wanted to be there, so we all just ended up crashing in someone else's house instead. We made light of it by joking around and saying Chris was just messing with us. Besides, after that night, we would never see him again. Maybe a month later, my parents came home from their friend's house all upset. They told me that Chris was in trouble. He had been arrested that day. He had beaten a homeless man almost to death, for no reason. Me and my friends stopped joking about that night of my birthday. It wasn't funny anymore. This just happened to me a few days ago. Here's some background information about me, and it's all relevant. I'm an Indian, 5'2", female, caramel skinned, and I've got long black hair. Okay, so I was at the library with a friend of mine, doing some work on the computers, getting some books, and I noticed this man in his 20s to 30s just staring at me. I mean, just staring. I wasn't too creeped out, thinking he was just staring at my friend, but I tried not to make eye contact with him, and I just kept doing my work until I had to get another book. Of course, the goddamn non-fiction aisle is deserted, and as I'm reaching up to get this book, this guy is right fucking behind me. I'm pretty creeped out, but I ask him confidently, "Can I help you?" "Oh God, you're so beautiful." I was like, "Excuse me?" "You're so beautiful and exotic. Your hair, your eyes, your tan skin. You look like a doll." I was extremely creeped out, and since I was practically cornered, I was trying to find my way out without him getting pissed. God knows what he'd do. "Your body is fucking perfect. I'd love to take you home with me. You scream of submissiveness," says some creep. I was getting more and more pissed by the second, and I was honest to God about to punch this guy, and I just mentioned that I was very much underage and that this is very illegal. He whispers, "True love knows no age," and starts eye molesting me or something. I literally just faked a text to my friend, and I tell the creep that I have to leave. He looks angry and disappointed, but I laughed my way out and quickly checked out. I literally booked it out of there. On my way out, the librarian stopped me and asked if I knew the man. "Why?" I asked. "He was taking pictures of you." My blood ran cold, and I told the librarian that I suspected this guy being shady, and maybe they should check his browser history. The lady nods and tells me to leave ASAP before he sees me leaving. Update. I got the call. So, this guy had pictures of me. Everywhere. Some were of me in school, in the school courtyard, and of me riding the bus home. Others were of me outside with friends, and one while I was at a friend's house, taken from an outside window. He even photoshopped my face on a naked women's bodies and touched himself while looking at me. There was a teenage girl he allegedly molested back in 2010, and she looks similar to me. Apparently, he deluded himself into thinking that I'm her or something, since there was a fine and restraining order placed on him. I'm not the only one. There were 2 other girls that he was following this entire time. This is so fucking creepy. Final update. He's going to jail. A definite. List of addresses were found in this abandoned trailer and a few weapons, tape, and a rope, as well as some BDSM toys. I'm honestly so done with mankind right now. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And be sure to stay tuned for the next one. I love doing these videos. I'm Conduit, and thanks for watching.